What's up, tea weirdos? This is Denny.
This is James from TeaDB.org, bringing you an episode. What are we drinking today, Denny?
You're like forgetting what we're doing.
Yeah. Where am I?
We're having some Smoky Lapsang from 2018.
Yeah. So we have Dougie Miller over here. Going to talk about some health benefits.
Hey, it's only on leap years.
That's leap years. Only leap years. Okay, it's not even a leap year this year.
Don't worry about it.
So this is a tea from WuyiOrigin. One thing I've realized from them is that when Cindy sends me these little packets, it's usually pretty good stuff. So let's try this out.
Cool, great. So yeah, I haven't tried this out yet. It's funny, we talked about bringing on teas that we've never had on, and that we usually bring on teas that we have brought on. This is one of those cases where the vendor's reputation alone, as James just mentioned.
Right. And we only have one of these packets, so we either bring it on or we don't. And it is going to be a leap of faith regardless.
Yes. See if we can get... Yeah, I can definitely get 2 students out of this. I don't want to use too much. Small leaves, do know and smell that. So, Smoky Lapsang.
Yep.
Smells like it.
Smells smoked. As Denny remarked, relatively small leaves, but kind of a variety here.
Yeah, very clear, very clean. Ooh, nice fragrant, smoky aroma. Very comforting. This is really what I think of when I think of like English breakfast now. Like This is as close to like what that smells like. I don't know. I might have to drink this, dude.
Oh yeah?
I think so. I don't know if it
clean.
needs a rinse. Looks really good. There's no bubbling whatsoever. So sometimes you'll see like white bubble sediment.
Yeah.
Right? And so for folks who have like, oh wow, really nice, interesting kind of fruity honey aroma. Definitely a black tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try this. Why not?
Definitely smells a little smoky, but not overly so. It seems like this will hopefully be a sort of complex array of different notes.
I'm more inclined to try the rinse of a black tea or a white tea or a green tea, too, especially if the quality looks good and clean, because these teas don't have nearly as much longevity. So
makes sense, yeah.
Kind of want to get into it as much as we can.
Right. And there's a small selection of the tea audience that watches our show that seem to get really triggered when you do long rinses and you throw out the first one. So this one's for you. Subscribe, and we're going to drink this rinse just for you guys.
What do you get in the nose of this?
I definitely get a little smoke, but it's kind of a particular brand of smoke that I don't know, it's kind of like...
It's almost acrid and kind of petroleum-y.
Yeah.
There's almost like a gasoline-iness to it.
Yeah.
Not too...
Not in a bad way, though. But...
no, just a deep, peaty...
Yeah.
Earthy.
Peaty, that's the right word, yes. Cheers.
Hot. Instead of drinking the tea, I just poured it all over my hand. Great.
How was it?
Leave that in there. Oh yeah, it was
good,
refreshing.
Good texture.
Good tea for sure. It's definitely a first steeping. So light texturally, hinting at what we're up to though. For sure.
Yeah. It tastes a bit like it smells. Kind of this like burnt wood aroma, burnt smoke.
Sweet.
Yeah. Is this sort of the nature of the smokiness about what you'd expect from Lapsangs? I'm asking as someone that does not drink or is not as familiar with smoky Lapsangs as you are.
This is a peatier, earthier smoke. Some of them taste just sort of like charcoal roasted oolongs, where they'll have a sort of roastedness to them. Lapsang has a smokiness naturally.
Yep.
And then sometimes it will be smoked as well.
Okay.
And so, but this is a case where I don't know what to attribute the peatiness of this. So, like Scotch whiskey, which is the most peaty smell and taste you're gonna ever have, they actually just run the liquid through peat, I believe, and that's what infuses it with this flavor. Some of the peat will be smoked and some of it won't be. but I'm assuming they're not running this through the peat. So obviously,
Yeah.
there's something peaty about this that seems like it might be coming from the actual
Processing or the plant.
I was gonna say maybe the plant.
Yeah.
Just the. I'm having unless they're smoking it with peat, literally. I'd be having a hard time imagining where that peatiness is coming from here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not familiar with the actual processing of black tea, but interesting. Yeah. I will say that this first brew, and maybe it's just because it was a little lighter as far as a brew, but really remarkably sweet. It's like it's not like a overly bitter or astringent. For me, I am more familiar with smokiness and sort of raw pours, especially.
Oh, yeah.
And this is really quite a different. The nature of the smokiness is just very different from raw pour smokiness.
Yeah. So maybe it wouldn't pass the mom test insofar as smokiness might be a bit of an abstract thing to enjoy, but certainly it is very like clean and pleasant and easy to drink.
But one of the subgenres of moms, the lumberjack, plaid wearing moms. Definitely, don't spill anymore.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna trigger all the people.
I know, right?
Yeah,
The conservationists out there.
Cheers.
Man, I can hear you making a joke just like pre-breathing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
I know.
I breathe like through my left nostril a certain way.
And I know
yeah.
bullshit's about to.
yeah.
This is great. It's a little bit stronger now. It has a thinnish texture to it. It's not nearly as sort of glossy or juicy, viscous as some teas that we've had on the show. But clean, I'd say crisp for what it is. I'm not usually getting grassy, crisp notes in teas like this in general, but there just is a brightness to this tea.
Yeah, it's really the sweetness and the level of sweetness. I think is really quite nice and really pleasant for this tea. I'm impressed so far as someone that does not drink these sorts of teas regularly.
Yeah. There's almost an aged smell in this, or like a medicinal, very unique.
The aroma has changed. I will say that.
And I actually want to get some hotter water here just for a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. Shout out to WuyiOrigins.
Origins, yeah.
I mean,
Good teas.
yeah, pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to complain so far. I don't know if we've had anything from
Yeah.
them, period, ever that's been like...
Yeah. So this would not pass the mom test per se, but would it pass your mom test?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom who loves Lapsang.
Yeah.
This is like one of the teas that I grew up drinking because my mom was so into it. But hers would be, I love you, Mom. But it'd be a little bit too smoky. It'd be just too, it's like the superficial version of what Lapsang is on paper. So it's like just like really outrageous, like Earl Grey tea that's been smoked.
Okay.
You know?
Is it overbrewed or is it overly done tea?
She wouldn't, to her credit, she wouldn't overbrew. She would just go hard on the paint. She'd just like, she would like just make one huge column of it into a big teapot. So, you know, I don't know. No, she didn't overbrew.
Okay.
It was an interesting kind of like traditional style of...
Interesting.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. But she definitely would love this tea. It's got just better balance. Like I said, it has a crispness to it. I think that there's like a lot of different elements to this tea that aren't just smoky.
Mm-hmm.
And Lapsangs can be like sort of so-so or like, I really need to smell the smoke. Like that kind of a Lapsang can be, just kind of monothematic, just very boring.
Yeah, and I'd say this tea has a lot more going on than just sort of basic smoke would.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting smell or like aroma to this tea that...
And do you brew a tea like this differently than you would other black teas, or is it pretty much the same?
Not really. Yeah, I'd say it's the same. We're using quite a bit of leaf, actually. Maybe more than I anticipated, but...
Yeah.
Still, no, not any major differences. Looks like this was really processed in a pretty uniform way as well. There's not a lot of variety in the color of the leaves themselves.
Probably a good sign overall.
Single source.
Yeah,
and
not a blend.
Oops, my goodness. Shout out to all the tea pourers out there who are having hard days like me. Cheers.
Cheers. Sort of mineral graininess is sort of moving into that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, graininess is entirely true. Tasting more like a Yunnan Black now.
Yeah, so a little lighter on the smoke. I'd say it's still slightly smoky, but maybe not so much as the initial steeps.
Glad we drank that first steeping / rinse, because
Yeah.
this tea is already starting to fade a little bit. Again, it's not like we're just drinking flavored water here. It's still definitely tea, but compared to the brightness and vivacity of the first two steepings, this is a little bit. Good, well balanced, comforting. Excuse me. Watch me move up the microphone as I clean up all this water. Yep. Just overall a pretty damn tasty brew.
Yeah. So, shall we call it there? Shall we? Do you want to do one more, or are we good?
We'll do it there. I think this tea, frankly, probably doesn't have too much life. In it.
You could definitely brew it again. You'd have to brew it for a couple minutes, probably.
Yeah, I think so. We don't need to stress test this because we will have more next time on TeaDB. James, if people want to find out more about the tea, what should they do? Yeah,
they should first hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Check us out on TeaDB.org, where we have lots of written content as well. And we'll see you all next time. Cheers.